Morning, guys. Raptor Freak Alexios here on a Thursday morning, the Thursday before preseason starts next Monday. And it was the second day of training camp yesterday. And of course, there were more media interviews after that. Nick Nurse, Dalano Banton, Chris Boucher did the media scrum yesterday after practice. And the interview with Dalano Banton yesterday super impressed me, guys. I was kind of worried about Delano when I did my preview of the team a couple weeks ago. I talked about the pitfalls that Delano Banton could fall into, being the first player from Toronto drafted to Toronto. Rexdale, baby. Yeah, see, he's from Rexdale. He's from this town. And there's a lot of pitfalls for a hometown player when they play in their hometown team. Well, much like Goran on Monday with his interview in media day, he hit all the right beats right in a row to make me feel good about Goran Dragic playing on the Raptors this year. Delano did the same thing yesterday. He put away all my fears about him because he said a couple things. First, he understands how he could get messed up by being from Toronto and being around people from here. Because listen, once you get big time like he is, every single person that had even a sliver of a connection with him thinks that they're connected to him. And they're going to come out of the woodwork. People that ain't got no business talking to him, people that didn't do nothing for him are going to be coming out of the woodwork and trying to get something from him. So he said yesterday in his interview, he's insulated himself. He's not going back to Rexdale during the season unless he's going there to see family. He's keeping his circle tight. He's keeping the people he really trusts, his family and his close friends are involved in his life, but everybody else cut out. And he's gone to the grind. He's with Chris Boucher and Pascal and all those Raptors 2 or 3 times a day out at OVO shooting around. His focus is on basketball. He's not going to let this city get him all messed up in his career. And he showed a level of self-awareness for a man his age that was unprecedented to me. I had never heard a youngster come in and understand so well. And I think this is a testament to the Raptors development system and the fact that Delano grew up here in Toronto and that he saw the path of Pascal Siakam. He saw the path of Fred VanVleet. He's seen the path of Chris Boucher, and he wants to get on that path. And he knows that it's not going to be instantaneous. There's no instant gratification in this. You have to work, and you have to work hard. And it made me really think about expectations for our rookies, Barnes and Banton, and Johnson too. Sure, why not? And even maybe our second-year guys like Freddie Gillespie. I know he's 4th year, but or Malachi. These guys have expectations as young players, but I want to talk about the whole idea of expectation just a second. But I still want to talk about Delano a little bit more here because he said a few things that really I keyed in on. Besides the whole thing about keeping his circle tight and not letting hometown be a distraction, he said he's going to be a great tour guide and insider for Toronto, for the whole team. He knows stuff about the Toronto that Fred doesn't know, or OG, guys that have been on the team for a long time. Delano knows the city. So in a way, like Goran's like the mentor, like much older veteran kind of resource on the team. Delano's a local resource for the city. And that's great. Like, I love having this mixture of guys. Like, this stew is really smelling good as it cooks on the oven this week, getting ready for everybody to taste it next Monday. Because there's so many different ingredients. They're all varied and different kind of characters and stuff. These are what championship teams are made of. This kind of different players that vibe and just like are a unit together when the collective is that strong. That's why I can't belittle our chances this year because they're going to be good. We're going to have good chances this year. Anyway, staying on top. So Delano, one of the things he said yesterday that really super impressed me was he realizes this is a process, that he's not going to be instantaneously the guy, that he's going to have to probably play a lot on 905 this year and maybe next year, and he's going to develop. He wants that path that Pascal took. He knows that he's going to have to do the things on the lower levels first to get there because he's a 45th pick. He's not like Scotty Barnes. There's going to be different expectations for these guys. And honestly, I want to get rid of this word expectations in some ways because nobody expects anything from this team this year. That's what the NBA is saying. That's what our fan base is saying. Half of them are saying, oh, we're not going to do anything this year. Oh, come on. I talked to my cousin's husband this summer, and he's like, yeah, okay, Lexi, sure. They're going to be that good, right? You know, he's skeptical. Everybody's skeptical right now. That's why expectations should be tempered in some ways. Like, I'm pie in the sky. I'm going to shoot the moon. I'm going to say, yeah, we can do it. Yeah, we'll get the championship because I believe, and I'm an optimist. And I also believe in the higher end of the ceiling that you can achieve into. But, you know, realistically, it may be that this is a middling team, like right in the middle of the pack the whole year, and not a super awesome team like I'm hoping, and I think will be. I really honestly think it's going to be that way. It's just, you know, we got to temper our expectations just in case. But because nobody expects anything from us, that's a very freeing place to be, that we can't really fail. We're more likely to exceed what is expected of us this year than to fail outright. Failure for this team means COVID. Failure for this team means relocation. That's the only thing that knocks somebody out of the playoffs. Is a large scale thing like that. Nothing will go that wrong for the Raptors this year where they're gonna be like a horrible team. It just they're set up and they've done it all the right way. That, you know, with character, with the organization, with everything. So I want to give this challenge to Raptor fans this year for your expectations and how you handle expectations. I'm already seeing all the articles on Raptors Republic and different places about stats, about this player getting this amount for this to this to this to this. I want 3 stats that Raptor fans should worry about this year. And these are the only 3 stats y'all should be worrying about. And number 1 is the W. It's a team stat. We don't need to worry about individual stats. Every night is going to be a different place. It's going to be a different person. It's going to be like last year. It's going to be like the year before. We don't rely on a single guy like Washington does for Bradley. You know, having a Bradley Beal's great, but everybody knows what your game plan is. Like, seriously, there's no surprise of element. You can set up a strategy to stop Bradley Beal and you beat Washington. Do you guys really want a superstar like that? A team like that? Everybody say, oh, we should get Bradley Beal, Bradley Beal. Shut up. Because Bradley Beal's easy to stop. We might as well go back to the days when we had Lou Williams and everybody knew he was going to take the last shot. Because that's how predictable it is, guys. When you have a varied team like we have with so many different weapons, they can't predict where it's coming from. They don't know if it's going to be Gary Trent one night bombing threes. They don't know if it's going to be Pascal going crazy. They don't know if Scotty Barnes is going to rise up all of a sudden and just put his will on the game. That's power when you don't know what to expect. It's like we're a shark lurking in the water. They don't know when that shark's going to come up and take a nut out of them. They don't know when we're going to do that and who's going to be it. That's power. So these are the categories we should look at. And none of it's individual, y'all, because individual stats don't matter. Fred doesn't get 20 points in a game. Who cares? Pascal shoots under 25% for a game. Who cares? You know what matters? The only thing that matters is that W. If they get the W every game, I don't give a shit what their stat lines look like. I don't care how much Pascal scored. All I care about is that W. My best friend and I, when we watch the Raptor games, we have a saying, and we say it we've been saying it for years. We were saying it before the championship. Just win, baby. We don't care how pretty it is. We've seen ugly victories. We've seen those victories where it was, they had they shouldn't have won that game, but they did. We don't care how they won, just that they won. We don't care how they got there, just that they got there. This is the thing y'all need to understand. This team isn't worried about their individual shit. This is a problem on other teams. This team is a collective. This team is we, us. This isn't me, you. This is we, us, together. They're on the same page, and they don't give a crap what their stats are going to be. As long as that stat, the almighty W, is the only stat that ultimately matters. That's it. If they're getting W's, who cares who's averaging what? Who cares if this person could be a little bit better here? It doesn't really matter as long as you're winning. So look at that stat. Are we winning? Okay. If we're not winning, then we can talk. Then we'll start talking about where we need to improve. But we're winning. Just stop with all the tinkering and the really dissecting the numbers and like, oh, this and this and this situation. If Pascal goes to the left, P percentage will go into the back. Forget about all that. We don't care about how they get there. We just want them to get to this, the W. Not hanging losses on ourselves, just getting W's over and over again. Because that's the only stat that ultimately matters in basketball, a team sport. Other teams can get hung up on their individual this, individual that. That's the cracks of their iceberg. We don't have those cracks. We don't want those cracks. So when the fan base starts dissecting it and making a big deal, I'm glad Fred City doesn't listen to y'all non-basketball people. Because he should really not, because there's a lot of stupid noise out there. Dumb stuff. Just dumb stuff. Y'all are just writing stuff just to write stuff. Come on. So these are the three categories. The win category. The second category is going to be important this year is rebounds. Team rebounds. If we beat the other team in rebounds, we're going to probably win the game. So as long as we're making an effort as a whole, and none of this Aaron Baines not boxing out crap like last year, where we have everybody getting their man and boxing out and getting those rebounds as a team. I don't care if Jokic is on the other team. I don't care who's on the other team. We will get more rebounds than the other team. We will win. Then we get to the other stat that we're talking about. Oh, get the rebounds, we win. It's that simple. Those two categories. And then one more. The other category that's really important to me this year is the shooting percentage of the other team. I want to see what they're shooting. I don't care what we're shooting. We could shoot bad and still win because we can make the other team shoot even worse, because we can put that kind of pressure on them and put that kind of intensity on them where they can't do nothing. They may be shooting a 45% shooting team normally, almost 50% shooting team normally, but we're going to hold them to 30. They're going to shoot 30 when they play us. So those three categories, forget about all the other stats. Forget about every little detail for every single little player. Who's getting what minutes, any of that. Because there's going to be different guys getting different minutes, different nights. There's going to be different guys getting different points on different nights. And some nights guys aren't going to be good, and some nights are going to be better. And that's just how it works. All I care about is the ultimate W. It's all you should care about. Why do you care about how many points Pascal's scoring as long as we win? It's that simple, guys. Just let's not worry about the stats until after the game. Let's treat it like a forensic file. Okay, well, this is it. This was the outcome. They won. Let's look back and see, look at this. Scotty had this many rebounds. Oh, look, Pascal shot this well. This stuff after the fact. We can go back and look at the forensics after to understand how we got there. But there's not going to be any set formula for how we get there every night. That's going to be the beauty and flexibility and versatility of this team, is that Nick Nurse has different people he can plug in for different situations, different lineups, different everything, different kinds of offense, different kinds of defense. And it's going to be a different cast all the time. We did that last year. We did that the year before. There's nobody that gets depended on for this, and this on this team. It's not like that. It's not like that. It's different every night, night in and night out. And people are worried about, well, how is our offense going to be? Where are we going to get these points from? Well, our defense is going to be such a high gear this year that we're going to get a lot of our points in transition off of our defense. We're going to get a lot of points, easy baskets that way, because we're going to get nasty, huge plays on defense, and then we're going to run right back and we're going to jam it on them. That's going to happen a lot this year, guys. We were already doing it last year. We were a bad team last year, and we were doing that last year. Come on. Now we're going to be a good team. We're reloaded. We got this new energy, this new players. We didn't just get one big, huge new player. We've got like 5 new big, huge players that are upgrades from last year. Everybody's like, what did the Raptors do? Oh, just on the slide, we just reloaded our gun. We reloaded, and we got some big bullets coming now. Big bullets, like sizable bullets. Like Gary Trent, Kem Birch, Freddie Gillespie, Yuta Watanabe. Those 4 guys are really kind of new players this year. Put them in the list with Precious and Goran and Scotty and Delano. They're all new. And we didn't see properly what these guys all together when they're healthy. They weren't even all healthy last year together. So we don't even know. And that team was still good and competitive. We get everybody healthy. Everybody's happy. Everybody's not worried about their individual stuff like the fans. Some of the fans are. We're not worried about that. We're worried about the W. We're worried about the rebounds. We're worried about the defense. And that's it. That's it. And talking about expectations, sure, Dalano, we should expect him to be on 905 a lot this year. We should expect him to get spot duty here and there and make mistakes on the main roster. He will get benched and he will not get to play a whole lot on the main team this year, probably. But then the expectations for Scotty may be a little different. But this is the thing. Scotty has no pressure on him. Anybody who thinks that Scotty has pressure on him, don't get it twisted. This is a guy who's having a fun time. And he's learning and growing and fun. He's not feeling the pressure. He's not going to feel the pressure because, first of all, our system's set up to yank him if he's a problem. If he starts screwing up, he's out. He's not going to get to play, and then he'll get to fix it and get back in and try again. But this is the thing. He's not going to mess up. He's already got the basics for what he needs to be a top-level rotation player in this league, which is his energy, his athleticism, and his desire. His desire is above none right now from what I'm seeing. And like just seeing him, like the Instagram of him dancing in practice yesterday tells you all you need to know. He's having fun. And they're saying things like Nurse is saying, we want him to be himself and just be comfortable and do what he would naturally do. Is because he's naturally going to be a big star. He's naturally going to be really good. This is the thing. His playing time will be dependent on him playing all-out defense and rebounding. And that's just a prerequisite for him personally on how he plays. So why wouldn't he be out there all the time and part of the rotation? But listen, let's think about the worst-case scenario for him. What if he does start struggling? What if he does lose confidence? What if he starts getting bad press or something stupid happens? Or maybe his ego gets to be a problem also. I don't see it because he's a team first guy. But you know what we do? We send him to 905. We let him go down to 905 and be a big fish in a small pond and let him have a little bit of humble too. Because look, you could be down there and do this. And it's not that it's a bad thing. In fact, I think we should send him to 905 at least once this year because he should have that experience and know what that's like. I don't know if OG ever went to 905. I'm trying to think. I was trying to think about this earlier. We know Pascal, Chris, Norm, Fred, all these guys came up through 905. Even Stanley was playing in 905. But OG, I don't know if he ever did. And it may be that Scotty's going to be like OG and he just doesn't ever get a taste of the 905 because he's just a main roster guy right from the start. But if we have to, we'll send him down. We'll put him on 905 for a little while just to get his confidence up, just to get his reps up if he's not getting enough time on the team. But I'm going to tell you right now, he's going to get enough time on the team. He's going to be a rotation player, and he's going to be important. I really look at, like, if Dalano Banton's career path is kind of like – I'm not saying he's going to be as big as Pascal, but if his development is kind of like Pascal's, where he's going to be on the team kind of but more on 905 and doing things on that, and then 3 or 4 years down the road, he's more important player on the main roster. Yeah, but Scotty Barnes could be more like OG, where he's playing like OG started his rookie year and played rotation minutes right off the start. I think Barnes is going to be more like that he's going to be contributing in that kind of way. But once again, let me get back to the main point. The second part of my video here today is stop expecting things on an individual level from this team. Take that out of here because we have a Japan mentality. It's us. It's we. We are a collective. We are a unit as a team. It's not the individual on the team. This isn't Kyrie and Kevin in Brooklyn. This isn't Bradley in Washington. This is all the Raptors as one, thinking as one, and feeling as one. So ultimately, the only stat that really matters is the W, is getting that W. And they're going to get the W because they understand how to get it with the fundamentals, rebounding, defense. The offense will come. We're going to have stagnant parts. Like the Raptors have problems with their offense from time to time, getting baskets at times. But I think this year it may be a little easier in some ways because we're going to out-talent people more than ever. this year. I really honestly believe that we're going to out talent people on the court, that our guys are just going to be too big, too strong, too fast. And it's going to be, you're going to see it right away this week. You're going to see it right away this week, like next week. Anyway, y'all, I really appreciate the feedback. Please like, subscribe, comment, do whatever. Tell your friends, whatever. I love the Raptors. I've been watching them for a long, long time. I've been thinking about doing something like this. I've done this on other platforms, on Instagram and stuff like that. I'm so happy I'm on YouTube now, because it's the ability to get to more people that aren't even that can find me. And I really appreciate the feedback and stuff. And I promise I'm going to do this every day, y'all. So look out for me every day. I'm going to be talking about this stuff. So really impressed with Dalano Banton. He's got saying the right stuff, and I really believe that he's going to make something out of it, because he was even talking about his body, like in a very open way, that yes, I'm frail. Yes, I look at somebody like Chris Boucher, who's become bigger, or Pascal Siakam become bigger, and I want to follow that path. It's very smart young man to be self-aware and to understand that how he can improve, and to have the wherewithal to see that the Raptors development program did that for other players, and then it will do it for him. And he knows the steps. So he's not getting ahead of himself and getting into an ego state where I'm coming in, I'm just doing everything. No, you don't send me down there. These are problems that other players bring to other teams. And the Raptors just avoid all those problems, because we draft out of character. We acquire players out of character. And we don't have a lot of knuckleheads on our team. Or I don't think we have any knuckleheads on our team this year. So hey, all right. So Monday's coming quick, and thanks again for watching. And support Indigenous people. I'm really sick of this government spending so much money in the courts to try and stop paying restitution to Indigenous peoples of this country, when we could just turn around and just give them that money instead of paying the lawyers. So Trudeau, get your head out your ass and start supporting our Indigenous people and right the injustices of what's happened in the past with this country and things that have happened. All right, y'all. Let's go get it, Raptors. This is right, Raptors Nation. We should be expecting good wins, lots of wins. All right, I believe it. You should too.